Hey everybody, it's the Toy Duo team. Roll the music.
Addiction and your shelves are overflowing.
Hold tight.
When you don't know what new is coming, but you fear you might miss out. Just sit right back, just relax and watch you listen. The Toy Duo team brings you what you need. The toy news you didn't know you needed. Action figures, TV news, all the pop culture you can handle
I love it when a plan comes together. What?
on your shelf.
So, just so you know, I saw your post about AI taking your video down.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
That song was created with AI.
Yeah, I think
So
a lot
don't
of
be upset
people.
at all of AI.
I think a lot of people are starting to use the AI to do their intros. I know, like the Man Cave guys have done a really great job with theirs. Yeah, I don't mind it. I just love it. But man, it's just I didn't even know if that was the AI that took that down. I almost feel like it was a complaint because it'd been up almost a week
Right.
and it passed all the filters.
Could have been. Well, hold on. Oh, let's see. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's the Toy Duo team, episode 142. We're going to do this week's rewind. We're going to talk about those Battlestar Galactica figures and much, much more. But this week we got a special guest on our show from Skunkworks Studios, and I pulled some pictures off of some videos. And what do you think my favorite picture here is?
It would have to be the Shogun Warriors, I would imagine.
Eric, what do you think? Do you
Yeah,
agree or
probably.
disagree?
I'd agree with that. That's what I bet.
My favorite picture is the Buzz Lightyear deep sea diving.
Yep. That was one of my first customs I ever did, actually.
I gotta say, so I put your link up in the chat. I pinned it up at the top. So anybody who's not subscribed, head over there, subscribe, make sure you come back. A lot of great content over there. I do like those Shogun Warriors. It surprised me when I seen like you had like some sort of a gauntlet set up in your house.
Yep.
And I was like, well, this is nuts. Where do you get all these things? But I think your channel is one of the first channels where I've like watched like a photo story. And I watched your channel to like figure out how to flock hair on my little G.I. Joe heads. That's how I think I originally found it and stuff like that. So you got a lot of really cool stuff on your channel. Tell us a little bit about your channel and how you got started on YouTube.
Well, thanks, man. Well, I started my channel, Skunkworks Studios, back in around 2019. It's kind of a goof when I first started out. I was just looking to make videos, and I wasn't really sure, what to do with them. So I got with a friend of mine. His name was Peter at the Skull Reviews, who had a really cool established YouTube channel at the time, and asked him how he did it all. He gave me kind of his rundown, and I thought, oh, this actually looks like something I could do. So I just grabbed a cell phone, started making just videos. I think one of the first videos I put out was just showcasing my customs that I was doing in my workshop. And it was just, I can't even remember what I called it at the time, but it eventually involved in my series called What's in the Shop, which has been probably there and since the beginning of my channel, where I just kind of show you what customs I'm working on, what new stuff I'm working on, sharing toys that I might have gotten. And then over time, that all evolved into different avenues. So I started doing action figure reviews after I saw a lot of you guys' stuff. And let's see, I started kind of branching off into doing custom videos, just showing how to do G.I. Joe customs, like flocking, a lot of repair stuff. And then over time, it just all kind of evolved into this this channel, and it kind of grew, and I got a following. I started meeting interesting people, and then here we are today. I've had you on my Who's in the Shop series. I started doing live streams, and it's been a really fun ride. The most enjoyable thing about my channel, I think, is sharing all the things that I got going on with everybody else, and kind of, I guess sharing it all, sharing the whole hobby with everybody and discovering new people.
Right. I think that's really the key here. I mean, like, we get together every week, we talking about action figures. I'm really excited when I see like somebody's getting something they like. I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I wouldn't say that I'm a big Star Wars collector lately. But every time I see Eric's joy when Craig gets a new figure, I'm like, oh, I probably should have picked that one up. But I'm like, I'm so stubborn about it because
Yep.
because they got rid of the double jointed knees. They only put one pistol in there or something like that. So I'm like a little bit of a hesitant in that fashion. But then watching Eric like enjoy him makes me go, well, maybe I shouldn't be so tough.
It is kind of weird, because it feels like we're in kind of like a a new golden age of toys in a way, because we're like, I think we've talked about this before. I think I've talked about it with you, but like we're getting our favorite action figures in the same scale nowadays, which we never had like in the 70s and 80s. You had everybody was a different scale for some reason, but the action figures and the customization and just the materials and everything's made out of is so good nowadays. It's almost like we're spoiled,
Yeah. It's so crazy to me to think about making customs, because I remember there's a website called Figure Realm, and you could go on there and look at people's customs. You could like post pictures of your own. So I got a bunch of mine that I had on there. And I remember when Rogue One came out, I wanted the Bodhi figure. So I ended up making a custom Bodhi. It looked awful, but I mean, I had to sculpt like the hair and all that kind of stuff. And it did not look like him at all. But it was a good stand-in for a while. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then nowadays, though, you could just go, oh, let me 3D print a head, off of somebody's like sculpt or whatever. And it's like the mirror image of the person or whatever, if it's a real person.
There's at a certain point in time, you might be able to take images from the characters, upload them into some AI model, and create some 3D model of that head that you could 3D print.
Listen, I got to tell you, like,
I have to imagine that's possible at some point.
AI is crazy, because what my nephew told me he did was he was trying to get a poster print size, and what he did was he found like a picture on the internet. Of course, you could never blow that up into a poster, but he threw that into like ChatGPT or whatever, this AI thing, and he just said, resize this photo to a 16 by 20.
Yep.
And then it extrapolated all the differences and made it a bigger file size so you could print it out in a photo or a poster. And I was like, what? I never heard of that. And it's like crystal clear, like it's a poster.
Yeah, I've used ChatGPT on a lot of stuff that you wouldn't even know that I use it on, to clean pictures up, to add small little effects and whatnot. I do it for a lot of my thumbnails now on YouTube. Okay. I mean, I think it's a super handy tool. I really look forward, honestly, with like 3D models, like Eric was talking about doing the heads. I look forward to a day when you can sketch up something, upload it to ChatGPT, and tell them what you want, and then you guys can work together through prompts and make your own 3D model for, like, say, my adventure team stuff. If I want to make like a solar communications pack and nobody else is making that, I can have them kind of come up with the concepts and we run through it together, and then I can 3D print that model and then kind of make my own thing,
Right. Yeah, it's a crazy, I mean, ChatGPT and some of this AI stuff is really good. It's just about how you use the tool, right?
Yep.
I've been doing a lot of these like AI videos with that Knock Knock app. And I know that like I keep getting the comment AI slop. And I just joke back with people when they do that. And I said, I don't know if you've read the definition of AI slop, right? Because I mean, if 3,000 people watched the video and a bunch of people gave it a thumbs up, then it's not, you know what I mean? Like the way I see AI slop is I just typed in some words and it made some like 5-second video that doesn't do anything. But what I'm doing is I'm actually taking photos, a start and end photo, putting them in the app, and then just letting it extrapolate the animation in between the two frames. So I feel like that's a little bit different than just saying whatever, but I get it. I mean, like, I could have spent, 40 minutes animating that like 5-second sequence or whatever, but I just chose to do the start and end frame. And sometimes you get what you want and sometimes you don't. I mean, that's just how it works.
Yeah, it's real hit or miss with a lot of it. Some of it looks really, really good. Some of it still has that really wild, uncanny valley where the characters look kind of rubbery and weird. But I agree with you. Like, if you're doing like, say, like a photo story, I'm doing a photo story and I want to put a few frames in there of just like an animation to kind of drive the story forward. Why wouldn't I do that? It's it's an easy tool to use. It works well. If it looks right, I'm going to use it. And I think the AI slop, I think that's a really easy thing to just throw at everything, because it's easy to be outraged nowadays, and I've gotten some blowback just from doing thumbnails. I made like a Ghibli style thumbnail of a Sunday in the shop, and some guy spent like 8 comments attacking me for it. I was just laughing. I just replied okay to every one of them, because you don't know who it is and you don't know what their motive is, but it's not going anywhere. I mean, it's sticking around. It's kind of like rap music with that sampled, really cool 70s beats.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere. It's just going to get better and better and better until it becomes its own thing, and I don't know what to tell people, but
well, it's an interesting tool, right? Like, so I was talking to my brother the other day. You might not know this. My brother's in TV animation, so he's been working in that for a lot of years. He's going to retire, I think, pretty soon, because there just aren't jobs. But they were working on their own. They're kind of working on their own project on the side, and they wanted to make some decisions about like how a scene might be animated or something like that. And they won't use AI probably for any finished project, right? But like to make like a presentation reel, you're not going to outsource and do, spend thousands of dollars on animation. So they're working with somebody who's like using AI to kind of animate these sequences for them using their photos. And when he told me that, I was like, oh yeah, that's the perfect way you would use like a tool, right? Because in the old days, like I guess when the storyboard artist would like draw out the comic for the story, they would do it in like a pencil, and then somebody else would come in and clean it up and make it look nice. But you don't spend hours, drawing every square until you have like the outline. And so basically you could use AI to sort of help you make this little, anyways, that's a long
sizzle reels.
Yeah. And as far as the tool goes, it's interesting. Like a long time ago, in order to, like, for example, like music again, to make an album, you had to jump through all these hoops and there was all these gatekeepers. And then all of a sudden digital platforms come around and you had a kid who was in his garage making an album on iMovie or iTunes or whatever, iMusic, sorry. And then he releases that album and does amazing. And he didn't go through the record industry. And like, I think one of these days with AI, you're going to see a kid who's super creative and he's super tech savvy. And he's going to make a really cool movie or animated short with AI and his own tools. And it's going to be unbelievable. And it's just going to set the whole industry on its side again. I hate to use the word progress, but it is kind of a progress.
It's a real interesting conversation because I know, okay, so I was trying to segue into, I know you currently have a photo story thing that you have. Can you talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, I started back to I should have said this when I was talking about the entrance to my channel. I started off doing photo stories because my deal was I had all these GI Joes and they were just sitting around. I call them shelf queens. And they're just sitting on the shelf and they just weren't doing anything. I was just looking at them and I thought, man, I need to get out and do something. So, COVID was just starting and it was that fall of 2020. So I grabbed one GI Joe and I went out and made a photo story called The Sabotage of Spy Island. And it took me 30 minutes to shoot all the pictures. I uploaded them to iMovie, added some sound, threw it out there, and it did awesome. It was like really cool. And so then I thought, man, I should just start doing these photo stories. I didn't really want to take the time to do stop motion because it takes a lot of time and I didn't want to get all the apps and stuff. So I thought, man, I'm just going to tell these stories through the things I like doing, which is taking action figure photos and then stitching them all together, adding some sounds. Eventually I expanded into adding special effects and then AI voices and stuff like that. I just love doing it. And I know that I've had people talk like, oh, you ought to upload it to this program. Like the one you were talking about, Burn, that kind of stitches and I'm like, I might eventually try to do a separate type of story like that, but I really just enjoy the photo story aspect of it. Even though it's real simple, real bare bones, it's almost like art for me in a way, Does that make sense?
Yes. So last year you asked people to do Curse of the Golden Skull. So a story, some type of story, animated photo story, whatever. And you have another one this year.
I do. Yeah.
So I think it's really interesting if anybody's out there that's interested in doing something creative with their action figures. You can always jump on. It gives you like kind of a theme to go with in a way, but you can create really your own story. I think that's really cool to have something like that. It's a little interactivity.
Yeah, that's what we tried to do last year. Is I came up with a concept. It was based on this cool golden skull that I got from Rock Bottom Novelties up in Chicago. Shout out to Rock Bottom Novelties. And I just wanted to have everybody create a GI Joe story, photo story, animated, stop motion, whatever they wanted, centered around a story about a cursed golden skull. And it turned out to be really cool. We had a decent participation in it. And then this year we've got the new one called Hunters of the Unknown, which is going to be about cryptids. So, or aliens or monsters or whatever. And I think that's going to be way more exciting and probably a little more palatable for people to jump on because everybody loves those type of stories, you know?
Yeah. And the thing about like going back to this AI app, and we'll just get off the topic after this, is like if you're taking photos and you do a start and a stop frame, you could theoretically make a 5-second clip and then you can string those together and turn your photo story into a short animated story.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, totally. And just it's all in the prompts too, right? You've done enough of those. It's just you got to get the prompts right.
Yeah. And Eric can attest to that. He sent me a thing and he showed me a prompt that was written. I was like, oh my God, that is like 5 paragraphs. but the image was fantastic, Eric. That was really cool.
Did you do it for yourself, Vern?
I tried, but I tried to put myself in a Battlestar Galactica outfit and it just messed up the outfit.
Did you didn't leave it as is? You should do it.
I didn't leave it as is. Yeah, I'll try it with
you should try it and send it to me.
All right. So let's say hi to some people in the chat. West Coast Bigfoot 68, Prophet 924, Enduro Dude is here, Q66. We got Jonathan Redmond, 60 Pick 77. A couple people I haven't seen before, so I'm pretty sure that they probably follow you on your channel.
Yep.
Mr. B's here. We got Dave's Dimension rolled in. David R is here. Gary's Grills. Gary is editing a video while he watches. Oh, and you got Matt's Collection here saying hello to everyone.
Howdy.
All right. Let's get into some toy topics. All right. So toy topics. Well, they're all toy topics. So this week, Factory Entertainment finally launched their 3.75-inch Battlestar Galactica and Colonial Viper set. And I'll preface this because like the figures, the 5-pack of figures is $149. The Viper is $219.99, which brings you to $369.98 in the States. Now I know that like if you're in the UK or something like that, then you're looking at much, much more. I know that toy websites have put these up. So one of the things that Big Bad Toy Store did was they have a 4-pack of figures, which is Starbuck, Apollo, and the 2 Cylons, and they put that one down at like 120 or something like that. And then they have the Boomer with the Viper, and then they're selling that for $250, which is kind of what I kind of would have wished Factory Entertainment would have did was like just pair the Viper with a figure. But so I'm guessing what these toy places are doing, like Big Bad Toy Store and Shebang in the UK has them too. And then they have the figures singles for $30 a piece. So I'm sure what they did was they just put out an order for X number of figures and X number of Vipers, and they decided this is how we'll pair them up and sell them. So they probably won't sell them, you know, they're not selling them like Factory is doing, Factory Entertainment. They're selling them separately. I wish I kind of had known that. I might have went in there and said, oh, I need 2 more Cylons or something like that. So here's what I'm going to say that might surprise Eric. It surprises me a little bit. I put this Tron HasLab thing up here at $259.99 because it's 5 figures and 2 light cycles. and then of course a lighted board, which I considered to be worthless, basically. And I said that $259.99 was outrageous. I could not do the math to get to the $259, right? At 20 bucks a figure, even if it was 25 bucks a figure, that's like 125, and then the 2 light cycles. Why then does that $369.98 not bother me as much as the $259.99 bothered me?
It looks like you get more.
No, you're getting 5 figures and a ship.
Yeah, but it looks like it's more like plastic wise. At least the ship compared to the light cycles.
Okay, because the ship's so detailed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my theory is the cool factor. I think there's a definite cool factor associated with those Battlestar Galactica toys as opposed to the Tron HasLab. I think the Tron stuff's pretty cool, but I think that Viper is really, really cool. I mean, that's a really cool ship, right? That's the first time we've ever seen something outside of a monogram model kit that looks like that, you know, from when we were kids.
So, yeah, maybe that's what it is, because the ship looks so cool. You know that figure is going to fit in there. And then when I noticed that it had all this lighting stuff, it's going to have blaster lighting. It's got 3 different, the turbos regular, the launch lighting. It's got cockpit lighting. And
weathering.
And the weathering. And the light cycles had nothing. All the lights were built into this tray, which I felt like was like a $20 piece. And Dave's Dimension 3D printed a tray and put a light
Viper's big, right? Is it scaled to 3 3/4?
Yeah, supposedly it's scaled to these 3 3/4 inch figures.
I'd like to see a mock-up. Do they have a mock-up of the actual figure in the Viper, or they just just rendered? They
had it at Comic-Con. I did not put any of those here, but I have the video from Comic-Con. It was 2 videos ago. So actually, this actually has the pilot in it.
Yeah.
It's just I didn't do a really good angle. Let me see. Let me see if because I have a folder that has a picture. So let me see if I can find.
I just think like I said, the cool factor with that Viper, I think they're going to actually do well with this because it is such a nostalgic ship. You know?
Yeah.
And it's not locked behind like a crowdfunding campaign.
Yep.
Like a paywall.
Right.
Yeah.
So that probably increased the price a little bit compared to HasLab approach, where they're kind of hedging against some minimum order quantity, right?
Yeah, that's true. Because there's no minimum.
The figures here look good, but the Tron figures look better in terms of all the paint detail, right? And that's what increases the cost of the figures more than anything, like all those individual paint hits.
Vern, did you talk to the guy? Did you talk to the guys at Comic-Con when you
did?
Yeah. Did they? If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember the Battlestar Galactica figures I had when I was a kid. Were the Cylons vac metal?
I think they had chrome because mine are all peeling.
Yeah, and I wonder, did you ask him about if they thought about trying a vac metal, or is that just something?
So that, hold on, there's the cockpit. I'm going to go back to the
cockpit lights up.
Yeah, the cockpit lights up.
I mean, that's super cool.
That's the detail that's in it.
I mean, look at that. Yeah. That's cool.
Okay.
I wish we could get that kind of detail in Star Wars.
Yeah, like an X-wing.
So they originally wanted to do $25 a figure, and they were saying that they thought they were going to be on card back. Then they said that the Viper was probably going to be $200, and at that time they weren't sure about putting any electronics in it at all, because they were still looking for the ultimate, because they didn't get the license or approval yet at that time. The problem with like vac metal is like with the face, right? Like that's going to add to cost. So from my understanding, the vac metal has to be a singular piece. So for the Cylon head to be vac metal, it would be the helmet shell, and then you would have the other piece, and it would have to be put on.
Yeah, additional
right?
tooling then. So yeah.
So you would have two separate pieces, then you'd have a labor charge for putting that helmet on, and probably all of the parts.
Yep.
So that's probably why it's not back metal, because I've been looking a lot at production stuff, and I had heard something recently, and they were talking about pinless joints versus pin joints. So pin joints have an assembly charge, where somebody puts the little knee thing in there, puts the two legs, and puts those pins in. That's like an assembly charge. The pinless joints are made with some sort of double injection molding technology. So the mold has, like, say the upper leg has an insert hole, a pin goes in, then they inject the plastic, and then that pin comes out, and then they inject the second piece, which is the lower leg, and then it creates the pin that goes in. So then when it comes out, that cools, and then that's why you have a little bit of looseness where you can swivel it or whatever, but there's no assembly charge. So it's cheaper to do that double injection molding, apparently, than it is to do pinned.
Okay.
Because there's no labor charge. Yeah. I've been trying to find videos on it, but I've only found videos on the double injection molding for like other types of products, not necessarily action figures. When I look at what people are saying. So yeah, Jonathan was saying that the Cylon should have been vac metaled. It would have been really cool.
Yeah.
I think that they would have probably had to be a little bit more expensive. Prophet saying that maybe I expect more from Hasbro and their resources. That's probably correct. The ship lights, but no other features. Figure is built into it. Now, I don't think the figure is built into it on the ship. I think it opens up and you can put the figure in there. Because at Comic-Con, what they actually thought they were going to have to do was some of the nose was going to have to come off to get the figure to seat. Then you were going to set that back, right? Like so the lid would open, then there would be a piece that comes out. They were describing how it sits in there. Love Battlestar, but the price is too high. Electronics in the Viper, that's pretty nice. It would be really cool. I don't know if it had sounds. I didn't really read that much, but it would be really cool. I know there's some laser effect, so I don't know what actually that was. I didn't really read through the description that detailed. I just look at pictures. That's how I. That's why I read comic books. You can pre-order it right now. It's still hot, the original ones, and I think that because they also. Right, like, so Mitchell is waiting for Knight Rider and Airwolf. I don't blame you. Airwolf would be super cool to get in a scale. Dave wishes we were 6-inch. I totally get it. I've been looking at these figures and I've been thinking about Solo, the Star Wars movie, and I feel like I can customize that Solo figure into a Battlestar Galactica because he's got that brown jacket.
Real similar.
All he needs is some gold buckles.
You can 3D print those babies.
Yeah, probably not too far off.
And just need to find some head sculpts for those guys. Hasbro got greedy. Every other company doing crowdfunding projects. Now, I kind of maybe feel like I give these guys a little bit of a pass too, because I don't feel like they're big action figure makers. You know what I mean? I feel like because this is sort of different for them, because they do make a lot of prop replicas and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can tell by the detailing on the Viper. I mean, that looks like a kind of a prop replica, doesn't it?
Yeah. And this is like my dream here for remote control. Like, I think I said it during the my Ecto 1 review, that I wish that Ghostbusters Ecto 1 had a remote control.
You could drive it around.
No, that I can push a button and it would change the light pattern, right?
I get it. Yeah.
Turn the siren on and off with the remote. And like the Rattler, like you had to push a button on the side of the thing. If you hung it from your ceiling, I mean, you got to walk over there and push a button. I think all these things that come with lights, if you're going to have them on display, you should be able to like hit a remote and
have them all LED'd up together. It'd be great. I like this in 3 3/4. I mean, I saw the 6-inch comment. I get everybody's love of the 6-inch stuff. I like a lot of it. The vehicles are just so big.
Right.
But this is, I'm probably going to consider getting a figure in a Viper and having some kind of 3D printed stand to put my Viper and display it on my desk at work. Because I love Battlestar Galactica. I had the original Mattel toys before they.
So that's the thing.
Does this not come with a stand?
Yeah, you don't have to 3D print a stand.
It comes with one?
Yeah, let me
It's
see.
got landing gear.
It comes with landing gear that you take off.
Oh, okay.
But it also comes,
wait, the landing gear comes off or it just retracts into the
I think it comes off.
body?
I think that people were complaining that they were something you have to take off. But there's a picture of it with the stand that it comes with.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, that's
good.
cool.
If it's something like that can pivot, kind of like what Hasbro did with the with Mando's N1.
Right.
Yeah,
Kind of
exactly.
bank it on a ball. That would be
Yep.
really good. The only downside of that is you got a hole on the bottom of the hull.
Right. And Jonathan's got a good point because the Silver Surfer here, he was not vac metal.
Absolutely.
It
I
looks
love
good.
those. Yes, I love those. Super 7 should have used that same paint on their Silverhawks line.
Yeah, so theoretically they could have used that paint for those Cylons also, right? To get a little bit more shine or sheen on them. But you're still looking at pictures. That's the, to me, is like half the battle there. You're still looking at pictures.
I love this.
But oh man, hold on. But I think it's pretty cool. I really liked what Big Bad and I think Shebang in the UK is doing, because they took the set, they took Boomer out, they added him to the Cylon, to the Viper. So now for $250 on Big Bad, you could get the Viper with Boomer, and then you could just get the 4-pack of figures. And they had some, they were individuals.
Yeah. I mean, the price, I get where people would not be, happy with the price, but I also get it considering just the time we're in right now. I mean, $250 for a figure in that Viper, if it looks as cool as those renders, I mean, that seems pretty standard for what everybody's kind of charging right now.
Yeah. I don't know. So
for smaller boutique companies, right?
Yeah. So who's running right now to pick that up?
That's going to be interesting to see the numbers when they do the pre-orders.
If they do, because I've never seen that kind of stuff from Factory Entertainment. They're a really small company. There aren't that many people.
What else have they made that I might be familiar with?
So they do a lot of prop replicas. If you go over to their website, like you could buy like a blaster, like a 1-to-1 blaster from Battlestar Galactica. You can get like little lunch boxes and stuff like that. They had some Jaws stuff, a little barrel that you set on your desk, one of those yellow barrels, stuff like that. They had the classic style lunchbox tins. But a lot of smaller like prop replica stuff. And I know they had that Enterprise on the necklace, from the Cat's Eye, I think is the name of the episode. And then they partner with this other company. I can't remember this. That's where the bridge is coming from. Mm-hmm. And they do these full-on ships that are fully lighted up, where the rear doors open. You could see the little, shuttlecraft in there and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I mean, like they do a lot of that high-end. Everything on their website is crazy expensive.
They've got a lot of different properties that they have licenses for. I'm looking at the website right now. You could get like the golden gun from James Bond.
Oh, cool.
Like 60 feet. The more we talk about, let's just keep talking about it then until you let us know. I got one.
Yeah, again, that seems like the price is pretty on point for a company like that, right? Because there's probably not going to be a large run,
right?
I would not imagine. So
I think they saved money with the action figures, because both the Cylons probably come from the same mold, and all three of the Colonial Warriors, Starbuck, Apollo, and Boomer, all come from the same mold. The only thing that's different is they just had to reverse the gun belt for Apollo, and then they have different heads and hands, right?
So there is a bunch of savings there.
Yeah, so they save money that way.
Maybe this will do well, and then we'll get those motorcycles from with the TV series. That would be cool for 3
That would be cool, right? From 80s Battlestar Galactica.
Yep, that would be awesome.
Okay, so I did ask them if they were planning to do a Cylon Raider, which I think a lot of people would be interested in. And they said that if they did it, they would have to do it right. So they were describing it, and they said that it would probably be the size of the Millennium Falcon, the vintage Millennium Falcon, because that's how big it would be.
That'd be big.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be cool too, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
First time action figure makers. Yeah, I think it's cool that they're doing it. I mean, I think there's a huge audience for Battlestar Galactica. I was kind of surprised. I just threw up a quick video like showing, hey, the pre-orders are open or whatever. And like since yesterday, like over 3,000 people have watched it.
yeah,
So
great.
it just amazes me that there's such a big fan base for Battlestar Galactica. And it's like one of these things where there's hardly anything out there, I think, is the problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And apparently, so last year at Comic-Con, they also had some 12-inch action figures that they were going to be, so those are going to be coming out eventually. And they look like they were going to be doing the reboot figures as well, because they had Adama from the reboot, and they had Starbuck from the original. So they were going to do both. So if these do well, I can see them doing a modern Battlestar Galactica in the figures.
That'd be cool.
You're talking about 12-inch?
Yeah, they have some 12-inch figures coming out.
So I noticed that I was looking at their James Bond stuff, and it's not cheap. They've got a 12-inch Dr. No for $350.
So it's like Hot Toys type prices. Then. Yeah.
Yeah. So good luck collecting those, collectors.
It takes a true committed psychopath to just buy all the 12-inch stuff, you know.
So if we're talking about Battlestar Galactica, you can get Starbuck or Apollo or Adama or all of these in a Viper. You know what I mean? Like one of those figures or all of these.
You can have them all.
Yeah. So I just felt that was an interesting thing for me to say, like, one ship, 5 figures. And yeah, I think I'm okay with that versus these 5 figures in those 2 cycles.
Yeah, I just think the ship is just such a cool thing, though.
Yeah.
It just blows you away. When I saw those for the first time, I think you were the one that posted them the very first time I saw them, and then I started looking at them. I'm like, holy crap, I've never seen a Viper for action figures.
Yeah. Well, somebody has a 3D printed version of a Viper that you could get. It's modeled to look like that original one, and it's designed for the 3.75-inch vintage figures or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that guy was selling them for $200.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
3D printed. And is that completely finished?
I think
that you have to put it together.
No, I think I don't know if he sent you the parts and you assembled it or whatever, or if they were assembled and he sent you sticker packs or what the deal was. But it seemed like I remember them coming out with something like that. Somebody doing that a few years ago.
It would have probably looked like the Mattel one in a way, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a really.
It was that same one, just upscaled to fit.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool, because I think the original Mattel one had a little figure that
little tiny figures. Yeah.
It's like the waist or hips bent, I think. The ones I had, they were like red.
I have my Cylon Raider somewhere. I don't have a Viper, but I do have a Raider somewhere. I don't have the pilot. So
yeah.
That's apparently the expensive thing.
You can probably 3D print that.
Yeah. All right. So this is a point in the show when we come to, and I like to call it bragging camp. So this is the bragging you didn't know you needed. Do you guys have anything you'd like to show off or talk about this week? Hey, we'll let you go first.
All right, I'll do it. Actually, I wanted to share this. This is something I just got the other day from Syndico auctions in Japan. So if you watch my channel, you know I'm a huge Science Team Ninja Gotcha Man or Battle of the Planets or G-Force here in the States. And spending all my time on the Japanese auctions, I've came across these figures from the movie. I guess it was a movie, but it was originally a TV series called Infinity Force, which involves all the Tatsunoko fighting heroes. So here is, I just got this in from Syndico. This is my Ken the Eagle. I'll show you this in a second. So this is a mint and package one. So I actually bought the loose figure on Syndico for like $20, but he was missing some pieces. So then I'm like, damn, I didn't really do enough research. But So I ended up getting this for $30 because I found out like a day later it was a buy it now. So I'm like, shit. I got the one with complete, so I got two of them.
One
So
open, one to,
I'm gonna
one
give this one to my son. But I love these figures. They're mostly die-cast metal with plastic joints, and they have these really cool features. I did a review of my Joe the Condor figure, which is my favorite member of G-Force. But they light up. This is really cool. They have these batteries. Turn this on here.
batteries in the figures.
Yeah, they light up. I can't
No,
really.
come on. You can't put electronics in figures. You need an electrical engineer for that.
You can't really see it on camera very well.
You can't
That's
even
an
put them
LED.
in a $400 HasLab.
No, you can't. No, you can't. And I love these guys. They're really cool. They've made like several different ones. They have the two members of G-Force. They have Tekimon, which I bought for my son, Polymer Hurricane, and then the other one I want is Kashan. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Robot Fighter Kashan, but these are just super cool figures. I think they came out in like 2016 or 17. They got a real cheap vinyl cape. I thought about kind of making a new one, but I don't know. I like them. They display really well. They're super posable. They got really nice knee joints, elbow joints, heads on a ball there. Just popped it off for some reason. But that's what I got from Syndico here recently. These are the things that I didn't know that I needed. And that's
the name of the segment. That you didn't know you needed.
Worst part about being on those Japanese auctions, man. I talked with you about this, Vern. Is just like it's like a rabbit hole.
It
you
is.
know, it's like
what's the size on that figure? Is that a 6-inch or a 7-inch figure?
I would say it's more along the lines of 7-inch. Here, I'll display.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah. I'll put it next to my Quinlan Voss here, so you can kind of.
Ooh, you got Quinlan. Nice.
I love this figure too. I wasn't going to talk about him, but I love this. Is awesome. This is a great figure.
I can't wait to get mine. I'll be last to get it because I have it pre-ordered through Pulse.
I love it, but yeah, these are cool figures. Tetsunako Heroes fighting gear figures. Look them up. They're expensive here in the States, but if you get on Japan auctions, you can find these for pretty reasonable price. But I love the Gotcha Man guys. So that's my share with you guys.
And that is the rabbit hole you're talking about. You found this auction site and you're like, oh, and how often are you on there looking for something?
Every night.
Yeah.
At least every night, maybe multiple times a day.
We're gonna have to start like one of these like places where people can go and just sit down and drink coffee and not be surfing the internet for vintage action.
Well, I might have to enter Syndico's Anonymous and like and go through like a therapy session because I'm like, oh, I got to get off of here. But you know,
yeah. All right, Eric, you got something?
I got nothing this week.
Okay. All right, so Eric is nothing, and I'm just going to show these off again. So I did these $6 Million Man kind of kit bashes with some old GI Joes. These are the Grunga toys, right? Head sculpts. The one that I really like is the one that's kind of supposed to be based off the Maskatron. This one has the face that comes off, so you can see the robotics. I think that's pretty cool. Now, when I originally did these, I wasn't sure how I was going to do the heads. And the reason why I'm talking about them again is because I think the toy community is pretty cool. And there's a guy on Instagram that I follow, Andy and Indy, and he's like, oh, they make like a peg, or he makes like a peg. And so he had a 3D print file, 3D printed me up this like little peg that just goes around that new style head sculpt and basically just holds that head on, and no more modifications needed. And he just sent them over. So I thought that was like really cool. And now the face doesn't stick because
I love that Maskatron from Grunga. Sydney, when he sculpted those, I followed him on Instagram when he was making them, and that guy is a crazy sculptor.
Yeah, I just think like that was such a cool idea. I was worried like, how long is that going to last? And right now I'm having trouble getting the face to stay.
How does it stick? Is it just kind of molded in there to pop in?
Oh no. So what's happened is there's magnets.
Ah, okay. So it has magnets.
The face has like some holes, and what's happened is those magnets have come off.
Ah, okay.
So I just got to glue them back into those little holes.
Did you know, like Sydney, the guy that does all that for Grunga. He used to be, or he still is, a dentist.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure because he told me that, and I think that's where he gets his sculpting skills. I imagine from doing all the dental sculpture.
A lot of dentists go to like jewelry classes and whatnot.
Oh, cool.
I only know that because I wanted to be a dentist at one point.
That's cool, man.
Well, they sort of have to do something because they're sculpting like teeth for you when they're making like.
You have to have real steady hands. I do not, and that wasn't a path I ended up going down.
Yeah, I mean, like,
surprisingly.
Speaking from experience, so you guys know that I have crowns. When you get a crown, it doesn't always come perfect from that place, and the guy has to put the little
grind up.
All right, so moving along, we got the TV and movie news you didn't know you needed. We'll talk about it in a second, but are you guys watching anything you want people to know about?
Night of the Seven Kingdoms is so good. I can't wait for the next episode.
Is it good?
Oh yeah, if you haven't seen any of it, like it's some of the best like Game of Thrones content. I think it's better than House of the Dragon.
Cool.
So there's a scene in the first episode that I had to avert my eye.
The pooping.
Yeah, that just was like unnecessary. Anyways, I did want to mention this. This is the Spider-Man Noir is going to be coming out later this year, and they released the trailer if you guys haven't seen it. But apparently it's going to be in color and in black and white, so you can watch either or.
Wow.
This is really cool.
Which way will you watch it?
Both.
But
probably black and white
first.
First, black and white.
Yeah, black and white here too.
Okay, I think me as well.
Yeah.
Marvel did this with
Werewolf by Night.
Wow.
Yeah, great. Werewolf by Night, but they didn't do it. They didn't release the color version immediately.
So later. Yeah.
Right.
So
that first black and white Werewolf by Night was awesome. That's still one of my favorite Marvel series of all time, or shorts, I guess.
Yeah, it was really good.
That's
I think
why
it was the first time they used that Marvel Spotlight thing that they ended up using for like the Wonder Man show.
Like the blur, is it like the? What are you talking about?
Like
the Spotlight.
Like it's the way they're like in the intro they call it Marvel Spotlight instead of like Marvel Studios or whatever. It's
okay.
It's almost like they're like an indie version of Marvel Productions. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Dave is saying, and I totally forgot I was going to pull up the Baywatch because Stephen Amell, who was on Arrow, is going to be the head of the new Baywatch series, but I did not know about this remake of the Rockford Files.
Oh, and
they better give him a gold Pontiac or whatever he was.
Oh
man.
That's like,
all right.
Oh man.
Sorry. So that Werewolf by Night, like, to me, I think it also stands up as a one-shot kind of like TV movie.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
And in this last week, we did a Star Wars week, and we did this whole thing where Eric had all the things that he would change if he was
Filoni.
Dave Filoni. And I said that they don't have to do series. I was saying they could do like 3 40-minute episodes, or potentially something like the length of Werewolf by Night and just do one-off shows.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love to see more of that. I want to see more of the Marvel monsters. One shots.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like at Halloween every year, make that a thing. I don't know why they haven't done that.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I do know during Halloween we have sometimes this guy Dino from Geek Strong YouTube comes on, and every year he puts up his horror movie that he made like 20 years ago when he had a VHS camera called Don't Scream, and he releases it in the month of October.
Oh wow.
And he has made some updates to it. So I mean, if you're looking for a Halloween movie that you haven't seen before,
that's awesome.
All right.
Don't Scream special edition director's cut.
Yeah. So then I was just watching TV last night, and I just turned on Hulu, and I saw Badlands Predator, and I thought it was another one of those like 5-minute like first looks, but it was the actual movie. Yep. So got to watch Predator Badlands, and I thought it was pretty good.
Cool. I've not.
Was it worth watching?
Yeah, I have commercials, so gave me commercial breaks or whatever. Yeah. But overall, I thought it was pretty decent. The first 2 minutes, I was like, if the rest of the movie is like these first 2 minutes, I'm out because it just felt like I was watching a video game. It was dark and the action and stuff, and obviously it was just between a couple of predators or whatever. So it just felt like a video game, but afterwards it it got good. So yeah, and I like the way it ended. Now I will go back to the Rockford Files because they're still talking about it because West Coast Bigfoot is saying that the theme song is playing in his head. Every episode of the Rockford Files started with his answering machine going off.
Yep.
Please leave your name and message after the tone beep, and it was always a different message.
How many
I
seasons?
had to look this up because I've never heard of the Rockford Files.
It's probably late 70s,
ended.
probably mid to late 70s.
Yeah.
All the way
Yeah,
through maybe, I don't know if it ran into the 80s or not. Maybe it did.
I think I was watching it in the 80s as reruns at like
Yep.
5 o'clock in the afternoon or something right after
I remember it.
Y50 or something like that.
I would love to see a remake of Kolchak, the Night Stalker.
Oh,
that
yeah,
would
that
be
would be good.
awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so Badlands was good. It was a good kids film.
Oh, wow.
I think he's just trying to get kids to watch it. All kids here.
Right after they watch Bluey, Predator Badlands.
Be a great segue.
I'm just thinking of my toddler.
That's what you should be watching, and not the Muppets, Eric.
Yeah, I've watched the new Muppet show special 5 times now.
Oh, that's
The
pretty
newest
good.
one?
Because parents coming over wanting to watch it with my toddler, all she wants to do is watch it with like every grandparent and
Yep.
me multiple times. Yeah,
Been there, done that.
That just sounded weird. Well, let's see. Eric said
It's really
other
good.
parents coming to my house to watch the Muppets with my toddler.
no, I meant
Like
my
he's on the phone.
I meant
You guys
like
wanna come over and
my
watch the
parents are split, so like they'll come
Okay.
like one at
I
a
get
time.
it.
Waves.
Yeah.
Yep.
I get it.
Yep.
She's not calling them up saying, "Hey, you guys want to come over and watch the Muppets?"
No, she hasn't figured out how to call people on the phone yet.
What do you think her first call will be?
Hopefully not the cops.
Ghostbusters. Yeah, not the cops. Yeah. Not the cops or 911.
All right, so we reached the hot or not section. These are the toys revealed that you didn't know you needed. Have you guys seen that they're going to do John Carter from Mars?
Yes.
No, I didn't catch this one.
These are the Frazzettis or whatever. Is that what they are?
Yeah, Frazetta Girls.
Yeah.
I think is this heroic signature. Is it Heroic Signatures making
Yeah,
that,
I
or
think that's what
Frazetta
it is.
Girls? I can't remember which. Yeah, it's based on that classic Frank Frazetta, John Carter painting.
The problem is like I didn't like the movie.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think the first John Carter that I saw in the comics, it was like in the back of a different comic.
Yeah.
And I never read it. I like looked at it and go, okay, it's some dude on Mars. Doesn't look exciting.
It's Tarzan on Mars.
Yeah.
It's John Carter, basically. And, the movie did not do it any justice. I remember John Carter kind of from, do you remember the Trendmasters toy line of the 1990s?
I don't.
Trendmasters did a lot of those properties. They did Tarzan. They did John Carter. They did Godzilla, Voltron. But they did a series of John Carter figures, and I remember those. There's an alien with like 4 arms, or 4 or 6 arms, But I read some of the John Carter comics. There's been a ton of those too. I think Dynamite Entertainment might have been the most recent one. But it's kind of a niche character. I think you either like John Carter or you don't. But it's essentially, in my opinion, Tarzan on Mars.
Right.
So I think it was written by the same guy, right? Edgar Rice Burroughs, I think.
Yeah. I think it's a cool concept. I never got into it for some reason. But the figure looks pretty cool.
Comes with a lot of stuff.
Yep. Is this but the problem is this is probably going to be like a $70-$80 figure.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's where I'm thinking. And maybe a little bit more with the frog.
I saw one of the comments said the figures are fragile. I don't own it. Do you own any of these, or either of you two guys own any of the Frazetta Girls or Heroic Signatures? Okay.
No.
I don't either.
I saw that Jonathan was asking about the Muppets reveals from NECA. I don't have pictures. I think we talked about them like a week ago or something. Did we talk
Yeah.
about them before?
Or no, I brought up that we didn't talk about them.
Okay. And
In the
then
group
today
chat,
I
yeah.
saw that they also are going to be doing Sesame Street.
Well, they've been doing Sesame Street.
Oh no, McDonald's. That's what I saw.
Oh, the
McDonald's?
yeah, the Grimace and Hamburglar.
Yeah.
You got to get a
whatnot,
Hamburglar figure. I mean, that's got to be like a standard figure.
I want to see how they do Mayor McCheese, because that figure is just going to fall over.
Top heavy. He's gonna have a giant. You have to have a blow mold head, probably, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Mayor McCheese.
Let's see. Okay, so 60 Pick is saying he has the Rosetta Girls Conan. He says it's an
Excellent figure. Yeah, he would know. He's got a ton of figures. I think he buys a new one every week.
Wow. All right. And these are 3 different versions of Friday the 13th from a video game?
Oh, yeah, because I don't recognize the first one.
Yeah. So we don't have in our
He
big...
looks like a Batman villain, doesn't he? The first one. From like the Long Halloween.
So I think that's what they said these were. These were like video game versions.
Okay.
So they got a...
Yeah, it looks like it says the game in white under Friday the 13th. Yeah.
I like the middle one.
I think they'll look pretty cool. I like this guy with the little Green Acres thing.
Yeah. Pitchfork. Trident, whatever the hell it is, I think. Yeah, I like them. They're cool. They look really good. And this is NECA.
Yeah, NECA. And then this is from NECA too.
That's sexy.
89. I think these are like have some sort of... Are these like clothed or something like that? Was that the idea behind them?
Oh,
I don't know.
It looks like it.
I didn't see these.
They went up on Entertainment Earth today. So let me see. It's the clothed action figure.
I like it's kind of like a Mezco, right? In a way.
Yeah, $40.
Boy, I'll be interested to see how that cloth holds up over time.
Oh, they've got a Catwoman and Penguin too.
Yep, there's the Penguin.
Boy, that looks really good.
Now, Penguin looks really good with the outfit, right? Because it's cloth. Like, I'm not seeing the cloth on here, but
it's real subtle, isn't it?
Yeah, but it looks good regardless.
Like even on the like the chest and leg. Oh, I see the legs.
Yeah, you can kind of see the legs where the joints are.
Yeah, I'm zooming in on the NECA website images. The legs look like cloth. The chest and arms don't really look like it. But
so 60 Pick is saying they're more like Mego. Does that mean the knee is going to break as soon as you try to like articulate it?
I don't know. Are they taller then? Are they going to be like an 8-inch style figure or 8-inch size figure?
I'll tell you in a sec. It's
I thought they were
8-inch.
8 inches. Yeah.
I would get that. I would get the Batman because I really love Batman 89.
All right, and then shoot, I don't have that. You know what? I'll just do this.
Go to the NECA website.
That I thought was weird, and I'll just pull it up because I didn't have a picture of it at the time I made the slideshow. That's why I saw.
If you want a direct link, I put it in the chat.
Did it come up? Yeah. Okay. Let me just.
Oh wow! Yeah. So there's Michelle Pfeiffer right there.
Does that look weird? What is this thing around her waist?
It looks like her
corset. It's a corset. Yeah.
Oh.
It looks
There's an
funky,
head.
I like the alternate head.
Yeah.
Huh. It looks a little weird.
I'm not keen on the hair though. The hair looks
off, right?
Yeah,
like from that angle, looks good.
It looks like dreads. Like it's so clumpy.
Yeah, with the real clothing, you'd almost expect the hair to be maybe almost real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
But that's kind of like what NECA figures kind of look like. I'm just trying to pull up like I don't know, maybe the Alf is a bad example. But NECA's got just a certain way of doing stuff like that.
I wish they finished up.
Consistent.
Oh, here you go. Look, Jonathan also saying Catwoman looks off it. The corset is too bulky.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I wish they'd finished their Dungeons and Dragons line.
It's like Super 7. Never doing any more Dungeons and Dragons figures.
Which is
Good
kind
thing
of
you got Hank.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the cartoon line.
Yeah.
All right. And then you guys have heard about the Mythic Legions Kickstarter, right? They're going to do a Kickstarter for a role-playing game.
Wow.
And there's going to be, looks like 4 figures that are going to be kind of core parts of the Kickstarter. So this one was revealed yesterday. And I think there's going to be like an alternate head and stuff like that, obviously. But, you know, with the Mythic Legions, I guess they're like kind of like Build-A-Figures where you can swap parts and stuff like that and make whatever you want. But this was the other 2 figures that they had previously revealed for that Mythic Legions role-playing game. I don't think the Kickstarter has gone live yet, but it's going to launch pretty soon. So I think it's kind of cool to think like, oh, you get a role-playing game and you get your action figures sitting there, you know, as your characters, moving them across like some imaginary playboard or something.
That is cool. Yeah, man, Mythic Legions is such a deep rabbit hole to go down. There's a lot of stuff.
The problem
they look great.
Yeah, the problem is like I'm still waiting on stuff from 2 years ago.
Hey, yeah, that's a bummer. I canceled all my pre-orders with them for that exact reason. I'm like, man, maybe I could get them on the aftermarket in like a few years, but they're really, I think they're perfectionists to a fault, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So we'll see. I mean, like, I think this is pretty cool. I haven't seen what the price is going to be for the role-playing game or anything like that. I'm wondering if when the Kickstarter launches, you could just kickstart a figure and not worry about the game, or if you have to get the game and the figures are add-ons. I don't know how that's going to work.
Seems to be a real renaissance in role-playing games now too, board game type things. I notice a lot of people are kickstarting stuff.
I feel like with like games like Dungeons and Dragons, and even collecting a little bit in the collector sphere, at one time nerdy stuff was like kind of nerdy, and then it's nerdy's kind of like it's cool to be nerdy now. Yeah, there was like a transition where nerdy became kind of cool around the time of Big Bang Theory, I think.
Yep.
I think Dungeons and Dragons is a good excuse now for all these dudes to get together and drink beer. They'll do their 3D printed mugs with the dice. I've seen some really cool stuff. I'm like, dang, man, if I still drank beer, I'd probably be on that.
So it's kind of cool. Like, I know that John has done like a Dungeons and Dragons online, but he would I think he thinks it would be better if there was an interactivity, a better interactivity, like there was a way to create a virtual where people could just play from their computer instead of one person rolling the dice for everybody or something like that, right?
That'd be cool if you could do it.
Yeah. All right. So Hasbro, of course, revealed some stuff. These all went up for pre-order. This is the Secret Wars wave. Are you guys familiar with the Secret Wars comics?
I still have my comics and figures from the 1980s, or most of my figures.
So
Daredevil.
Yeah, the Daredevil looks good. That's like a classic, right? You can't go wrong with Daredevil. Spider-Man. This is one of those.
Wasn't for me.
I didn't know what they were doing there.
Take, though. It's just like this symbiote like taking over, right? So
yeah,
it's a cool effect, but it's kind of
pointless.
It's kind of a filler figure, I thought, for the line.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's like they felt like they had to put like a Spider-Man in there or something like that.
Yeah.
So they did that magic one where his outfit's kind of ripped up. But in the Secret Wars, you know, after the battle goes on for a while, Spider-Man's suit's really messed up. He runs out of basically like the web fluid or whatever. Then he finds this stuff, the symbiote that just uncovers him and then makes like a Spider-Man suit and gives him the ability to have like webs or whatever in this thing. So that's how he gets his black outfit. So this is just like a 1/8 overtake. And I'm thinking like for an action figure picture or whatever, okay, I took 2 pictures and then what am I going to do with the figure after that?
This is for the Spider-Man completists, I think.
Yeah, probably.
I guess you could make him like on the ground under a bell, like if you wanted to try to recreate that scene where he's trying to ditch himself of the outfit or something.
Cool picture.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I like the effect they gave Daredevil, the prism or the
Oh
medallion.
yeah,
That was really cool. That was really cool.
Yeah, that's a really nice touch, especially in that photo that they have where he's like jumping backwards. That's that classic. I think it looked really good.
Great.
How's that fit? How's that fit in? Is that just a hole in the back of his skull?
I think so. I think it's a hole. I think that's what they said when they did the
Okay. I didn't catch the stream live.
Which I think he's just gonna have a hole in the back of his skull. It comes with one head sculpt, so you always got to face forward, just like a claymore. Face forward.
All right. Absorbing Man and Constrictor.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Not for me, but that Constrictor, I've never even heard of that Constrictor character.
He's one of from Captain America, right? I think
he's a Captain America villain.
I believe so. He was.
Is he like
Iron
Serpent
Man.
Society or something?
I think he might be a Serpent Society guy. He's either that or Iron. I think it's Serpent Society. I'm almost.
It would make sense based on his Constrictor, right?
Yeah. The Absorbing Man's weird because did they do a Marvel Build-A-Figure of Absorbing Man for Legends?
I don't know. I feel like
I thought they did a bigger one for like a Build-A-Figure.
I feel like I have this figure, but with the ball and chain, but I feel like maybe I have a figure that's a DC figure that has like a ball and chain.
Huh? The Lobo?
No. I want to think maybe I have Metamorpho or something like that.
Okay, that would make sense.
But I'm like, maybe it's Absorbing Man. Maybe it's an earlier Toy Biz version of. I got to go back and look at it now.
When I was checking him out, I do remember Absorbing Man being in Secret Wars, obviously. But I was just like, well, they did a Build-A-Figure, I thought, of Absorbing Man, and I'm probably misremembering it, but it was a little bit bigger. And I'm like, I guess just to make the Secret Wars figure, I guess that's why they brought him in. But he seems like he's he's normal size, right? Like he's not scaled to be a bigger. What's his Crusher Creel? Was that his name?
I don't know.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. He was a bigger guy.
I think he was in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too.
Yeah. It's weird. But he looks cool though. I mean,
yeah. Northern Nomad saying that he could have come with some absorbed wood or metal arms or something like that.
Yeah.
It could have been like an arm swap. Jonathan's basically saying the lack of effects makes him a little bit lame. But Northern Nomad likes Constrictor.
And these are all going to be like $27.99 now. Is that the secret
Yes, sir.
price now? So you're getting,
So there are filler figures, right? Like, so obviously, that like what they do in the waves is like some of the figures they spend more on and some of them they spend less on to try to make it. But these are all the carded Secret Wars. And then you got the Falcon and Ileana, the magic figure from the New Mutants.
Love these two figures.
Yeah.
I picked both of these up.
Yeah.
I had to get magic because I got that Colossus coming, that 2-pack with Kitty Pryde. So I needed to get magic. And I don't have a Falcon, and this looks like a good one.
You could get,
that's a great Falcon, man. That Falcon would look great with the Captain America that they released a while back. You have the Falcon America and Captain Marvel team up. You know, all they need now is Nomad. You just need to have a Nomad figure, and you could make that 3-pack. I love the Magic figure. Is that her appearance from like the first New Mutants comic from the 1980s? It's awesome.
So what I had done previously is I had taken the Daniel Moonstar, and the way I did the metallic arm is actually from Rey when she's the speeder bike one.
Oh, with the wraps.
Yeah, where her arm's completely wrapped, and then I just put the little chrome marker on it or whatever.
That's cool.
And then the head is from the actual Magic figure that they came out with. So
didn't they do a Magic figure not that long ago?
They re-released that Magic figure, and it's one that's from the comic book, and it's in a different kind of like outfit because it's from the underworld or whatever.
Was it packed in with like the most premium Marvel Unlimited subscription one year or something? Or am I mistaken?
I don't remember that one. No, because the original Magic was like a box release. They had the Kitty Pryde in the swashbuckler Kitty Pryde packed in one of those Marvel Unlimited boxes.
Okay, maybe I was thinking of that.
I really like that they're doing a lot of the like the 70s, 80s Marvel figures now and those, outfits. I would love to see the New Mutants, like the original Mutants team, Sunspot,
that would be
her,
awesome.
and that would be so cool. All in their black and yellow uniforms would be really, really cool. And maybe if this sells well, maybe they'll do that. But
so this Falcon right here,
ooh.
I used to go to this little store that had all the action figures, like a Thrifties, but it was called Spruce Ritz. And they had they had a little toy section, and they still had Migos. And I used to want the Falcon.
Oh,
he had little plastic wings and stuff like that, but no, never got them. And was this outfit. So this is going to be kind of cool.
And I like how they gave the two different kinds of wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With this one.
And the Falcon looks cool that he comes with.
Yep.
They did a great. I probably will get that one. And Daredevil. I'll probably grab him and Daredevil because I still have both of my old Mattel Secret Wars figures of those two. And
that's cool.
That's cool. It'd be cool having them side by side.
Yeah. And then Quicksilver and the Black Widow 2-pack.
I don't know why these are packed together.
Me neither.
Because they're basically both released before.
Okay.
Right. So they've taken two figures because that Black Widow's on the updated body. Looks like it's the short hair, and they just like did something different with the hair, and then of course gave the different facial expression. So what they're doing is they're trying to maximize your ability to want those two different facial expressions, because you're not going to just get one, you're going to get two different facial expressions on these pre-existing bodies that they've already put out, on characters basically that they've already put out.
Yeah.
And then they just...
This seems like a hostage pack. Like, you might want one or the other. Right?
That's a great description.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, like...
Yep.
People are going to be like, oh, they didn't get that Target exclusive Black Widow. They had that short hair or whatever, and the updated body. They're going to go, well, I can get this one. But then they're stuck because now they got to pay twice as much plus the new cost point, and they got to get that Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Right.
I hate the two.
Or vice versa, right?
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah. You got to have Quicksilver with Scarlet Witch or nobody.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. Maybe because they're both Russian, I think. Maybe. I think Quicksilver is Russian.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah, it is a weird little bit of a pairing, but they had some reason for doing it. I wonder if it's from a comic book.
It might be.
That I haven't read.
That looks like a newer Quicksilver outfit, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely a different one.
I think it's interesting, though, the thigh strap on... So he's got the blue lightning bolt, and she's got the little yellow thing on the one leg, and opposite legs, whatever. I don't know if that was intentional, but
her cufflets or her little shooters look weird too. They don't look like the different ones she used to have. I can't remember what they were called, stingers or something.
Yeah, that might be it could be blurred out a little bit from the picture, but yeah.
Looks like
I do like the
detail.
two heads. The thing is, those will be readily available on eBay, right? For somebody who just is customizing and wants to like ditch the heads for something.
Yep.
Because what I've been doing is putting all the extra heads, like with the Black Widow, on the my GI Joe figures.
Yeah, they fit perfect, right?
Not perfect, but it doesn't take much to get them to stay on. So
I'd be willing to bet that one's going to go on clearance at some point.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, probably.
Is that a Ross find?
Could be. Yeah.
This is great.
Must buy.
Oof.
The wings are just pretty awesome on this dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that how much? What's the MSRP on this one? Is this
definitely a deluxe one? So
40,
probably 38.
Because I don't think this one went up for pre-order yet.
No, it goes March 25th.
Yeah, and they don't announce their prices until basically ta-da, because I remember going through the whole thing. How much do you think Maximum Series Spider-Man's going to be? We did a whole. I think we did a whole episode on that.
So are the wings on a hinge that kind of allows you to fold them in front to create that effect? Or
It looks like it. It's
Oh,
hard
on the
to
back,
tell.
probably.
that's one of my favorite X-Men figures from the 90s or 80s, I guess, when he first came out. And X Factor was Archangel. Just a
And I feel like this gun was one of the teases they did maybe at Comic-Con.
Oh,
yeah. What's
I
the
think-
gun from? Is that one of
I think that's
Apocalypse's
just
blaster?
like cables or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes
yeah.
sense. All right. I
And I
wonder
feel
if the
like-
wings. Sorry, I wonder if the wings are going to be the same material like ROM, the paint
Oh.
like you brought, or there's going to be like more of a stainless look.
Oh, could be. Let's see. Secret Wars, take my money.
Am I wrong? Was I wrong before with the Falcon? Do they have like two different wing sets? I know they brought up that they had two wing sets for Archangel because they've got the like pointed ones, but
Right.
looking back to the Falcon, I can't tell if they gave two different sets of wings.
I have to go
don't
back
know.
and look at the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think.
But I know they
you
definitely did it with this because I know Dwight made a big point of saying like, yeah, it's like a shelf killer. Potentially.
Jonathan's saying that Morph pretended to be Archangel, and that's why you have the gun, because Archangel wasn't actually in the show.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, there you go. It's still a cool
Interesting.
Archangel. That's
So
just a more
should this have been named Archangel parentheses Morph?
Morph. It's an excuse. Like I blend X-Men 97 with like X-Men 92 kind of figures. They're one and the same
Right.
mostly. I mean, the designs are a little bit different, but they're going to give more preference to the 97 stuff from now on, just for relevancy. But this is an awesome Archangel. That gun's just gonna go in my accessory bag.
It's cool looking.
Okay, you know what? Northern Nomad, answer this question if you know it. Why did they pack Quicksilver and Black Widow together like that in those outfits? Are those from a comic or something? Because if anybody knows, I bet he would know just off the top of his head.
Mm.
All right, let's see. Gary saying Wrecker used a crowbar. They're arguing about the wrecking ball, crowbar, bulldozer, and a metal helmet. All right, so here's a couple of Daredevil figures. These are comic book versions of two characters we saw in Daredevil Born Again season 1, but comic book versions of Bullseye and the Muse?
Muse, yeah.
Boy,
Now-
doesn't Muse look like Bloodshot from the old Valiant
little.
comics? Like
Oh yeah.
a lot.
I thought it was weird how they talked about like
Okay,
lots of
thanks.
red paint.
Yeah, that's what he said. He called it, oh, we got a lot of red paint. I thought it was interesting that he said that instead of saying
Instead of blood.
we bloodied him up.
I can see the Bullseye figure being kit bash fodder for a lot of people. Like
Yeah.
You
just
can
what
pull
they-
because you can pull that head off and make
Mhm.
it like a GI Joe maybe.
Oh,
or
yeah.
come in with your military figures, kind of like Killmonger or from the Black Panther, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
Killmonger, right? Yeah.
'cause he had
Mhm.
his military outfit and he fits right in with your Joes. This is a pretty cool 2-pack, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Kind of dark, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're like,
I was
wow.
shocked, dude. I was like so shocked. But it's a Pulse exclusive. So I think
Okay.
this kind of answers their question. Like they have a way to make figures that parents don't want to see in stores in the
Oh,
kids'
yeah.
toy aisle.
You know what they could have done with the Bullseye is, and I know maybe I'm sure this was done in the comics, but I remember in the Daredevil show they had Bullseye with the bullet in his mouth, like in his teeth, that he just ended
Just
up
cut the
using.
Oh
Yeah.
That would have been cool if they did something like that for one of the head sculpts.
Yeah. That would have been cool looking. I agree. Yeah, this is a neat
Yeah,
one.
I'm surprised that like they were allowed to do that with all the blood. I think,
Well,
like, can you recall, like, has Legends done something like that?
Ooh, boy.
Like,
like that bloody?
I've never
borderline,
seen
like,
that.
gore? Yeah.
No, not really. Like not without the weapons, but I feel like maybe they're getting a little bit more leeway now that they have their pulse sight and they've
Mm.
tested the waters with Mephisto a little bit, right? Because
Oh,
remember when they
sure.
did that Engine of Vengeance, the tears that they did was
Goblin Queen,
the Goblin Queen,
Mephisto,
and
yeah.
the way that they had the Goblin Queen was like they were basically saying, "Oh, we can't do that," but then they did that Hellfire Club that was a Pulse exclusive, so they can push the envelope. It looks like on their site. There's probably just a conversation that needs to be had, and I'm guessing that because of Daredevil Born Again, that's why they were able to do this.
Yeah,
Even the
probably.
packaging's kind of horror-centric, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly, with the packaging, I couldn't tell if if this was trying to be more for the show or more comics. It's kind of like in between.
I feel like they probably wanted to do a Daredevil Born Again version, but they were maybe told no because of the actors' likenesses or whatever, because they would have had to do the faces or whatever. So they just went with the comic.
Yeah.
That's my guess. I mean, because oh, go ahead.
I was just saying it just feels in between. Maybe the Bullseye one not as much, but the Muse feels pretty close.
I almost feel like it was like timing. Maybe they didn't really realize they got information about the characters, said, let's just do these ones. Because
Yeah.
from my understanding, it's like a 18-month lead time. So I don't know if they
Yep.
were given that much advanced information about Born Again, except for like Punisher and Daredevil. So it could have been a whole bunch of factors, you know.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah. They look great though.
I would be curious to know what sells better, like MCU figures or comic figures.
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Probably just depends, right?
Yeah.
Because I do.
Like, you'd have to compare apples to apples for like a Spider-Man to Spider-Man or Captain America to Captain America, right? Because if you're just looking like across different characters, you're probably going to get varying results.
Yeah, because the character might not be popular. Right. I get it. All right. And then they revealed the Maximum Series 4, which caught me off guard because I was not expecting a Maximum Series Thor to be in the first 5 Maximum Series figures.
I'm so glad they did because I've been needing a Thor. I just wish it was more the classic.
I'm there with you.
I will get this and I will like it. And I think it's cool that they included Throg, but
right. Like should this have been Maximum Series Thor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they needed to give the spinning Mjolnir as an accessory. I'd take that over lightning effects any day because those bendy lightning effect type of, like, if you've gotten any type of figure from Hasbro that has those things are real finicky, and if you're displaying them with it, they just end up flopping after a while.
What was that Thor figure that they had that had the spinning effect? It was a deluxe.
Was it the Ragnarok?
Yeah, it was a comic one, and I think he was in his mostly classic outfit, right? But there was something different about his face. Was he like half metal or something like that, or was that?
Or that might have been the Ragnarok.
Yeah, because I feel like that just went on clearance everywhere, and I wonder if that's why they didn't bother with that classic Hulk because they just thought, oh, or Thor.
Yeah, it was definitely the Ragnarok one that you're talking about.
What's this one based on?
I can't remember the artists or the comic series, but it's definitely inspired by some other different type of run. I just prefer the classic look more than anything.
Me too. Like, I believe he wore the armor after like Marvel Civil War in the comics when Thor came back.
So this is based on Electric Company used to do comic books, and this one is the Frog of Thunder.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I'm just messing around. I don't know.
But yeah, the Frog I think was in one of those spoofy things. but I think that's based on like the post Civil War Marvel Universe stuff.
Yeah.
But I would like to see like like you were saying, I would like to see the really more classic looking one with like a bearded face
Oh,
from the late 80s when he had his beard. That would have been super cool looking, but that's just me. I have a beard.
I'm still gonna get this. It's just like
It's nice.
So your first picture, Eric, or your first video when you make your first video for review, please have that Thor without the helmet but with the hair holding up the hammer in front of I can't believe it's not butter.
I can't believe it's not butter.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I remember the I can't believe it's not butter ads, but I don't.
With Fabio or whatever.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I forgot about that guy. Funny story. There was at my high school, there was a guy named Fabio who was the security guard. He was jacked like the like celebrity Fabio, but then he got arrested my senior year for child stuff.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that'll
Wow.
Yeah.
happen.
Oh.
Yeah. So every time I think of that, I always think of just
Okay,
those weird
okay,
conclusions. Yeah.
Yeah, Gary in the comments said Frog of Thunder and Thor 364, and he also talked about Walter Simonson, who I was representing. I'd
Oh,
like
yeah.
to see that Thor, Walter
Okay.
Simonson's Thor from the 80s. But
The-
I wonder if the torso is going to be rubbery like that Maximum Hulk.
Yeah, I need to zoom in on the
I didn't see that. Did
Yeah.
they do a video of that when they did their Hasbro Pulse live stream or whatever? I don't know if they.
I know I saw pictures of some models. I just need to look this up. Max
You know what's
series Thor.
I just know that
Images.
Hulk's got that weird torso.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just need to.
He does look like his legs are really buff in the shot with all the stuff.
It doesn't look like it's gonna be soft to me. I don't know. Maybe the chest will be kind of like that Hulk, but not as big, obviously. But yeah,
It's cool. I mean, it's a cool figure.
definitely
I
gonna
think-
get it.
So far, there's only been 3 Maximum series, so I've skipped Deadpool. Right? I feel like there was that deluxe Deadpool that they announced afterwards that to me
Yeah.
is a better buy. But I'll probably get this one. I think it's cool. I think it's cool enough.
Yeah, it's neat.
I may end up with just like in my I might end up just having like this will be my Maximum series section.
I'd like to know how they choose what iteration of figure to do the Maximum. I'd like to know what their thought process was on that. Like,
I think their thought process is well, I shouldn't say I think that their thought process I would guess that their thought process is let's introduce this figure in not its most popular form because the first time we put it out everyone will buy it. And then the next
Yep.
time we want to sell it as a Maximum, we'll do
Yeah.
the popular version. Then those same people will rebuy it because that's the one that actually
Probably.
want it.
that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Probably.
So diabolical.
But it really needed even if they were gonna go with this look, they really needed to have the winding up Mjolnir.
I think so too. I do like the hand with the
like
hammer
he's
attached,
launching.
he can
Yeah.
fly. Yeah.
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 Yeah, we had one of the commenters say it was from the J. Michael Straczynski story, and I think it was Ed McGuinness was the artist of that. He
Okay.
draws he drew like the Red Hulk, so that really buff, trend forward looking body.
All right. So all right, Maximum Hulk. And then Jesse Ventura gets his action figure. Does he already have a figure though? Or is this the first time in the line?
I don't know if they did one of him is this Mattel?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if they've done him. Got his
I
tiger
wonder.
stripe.
Yeah, because he's been in the news lately, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he came out with
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, making himself popular again.
He almost looks like he's got that Predator look in a little bit, you know, with that tiger
Yeah.
stripe shirt.
I like those boots, man.
Yeah, snakeskin.
Those snakeskin boots.
Oh wow, yeah, didn't notice that.
Gary thinks it's his first figure. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. All right, and then Snake Eyes.
Oh, so what's this
Looks
from?
cool.
I wasn't familiar with the Don Moreno. Is this a comic book?
Yeah,
Must be a
Um,
comic thing.
around 2015, they introduced the character. I think she was like an athlete in school or something like that. And then
Okay.
a few issues later becomes a version of Snake Eyes.
Okay.
So she takes on the mantle. So
Okay.
Hispanic American character becomes Snake Eyes.
So this is X-23 for GI Joe.
Yeah, kind of. But it's
Yeah.
but it's been around, for over a
while.
decade. So
Cool.
I think
That
it's
was
kind of
not-
cool.
I did not know that. Because I stopped reading GI Joe a while back. So yeah, it's nice looking.
Yep.
Good. A lot of Kit Bash stuff here too.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
that's the issue that I'm having with like GI Joe right now. I just feel like there's so much similarity in the figures now. And going back to that HasLab versus the Battlestar Galactica, I'll preface it by saying when I look at GI Joes and I see how they're so similar to the previous thing that I got, and they're just kind of repainted and maybe got a new head, it takes away for me a little bit. But then when I see like Monster Force selling you like 3 figures all in the same bucket, doesn't bother me. I don't know why.
I think it is that new. To me, I think it is that newer, like fresh line
Maybe.
function.
And it could be just fatigue because like with lines like Monster Force or whatever, you're only seeing like a handful of figures a year. Whereas when you look at GI Joe, you're looking at 2 buckets of figures a year.
Yeah, the weird thing about GI Joe to me right now, classified, is that they jump all over everywhere. Like doesn't seem to be like a method to their madness. Like I'll watch like a live stream with the boys there, and I'll notice they'll bring out like 3 different figures, and I'm like, where did this come from? Do you guys like? I almost feel like they have a bucket they draw out of, and I'm like, all right, here's what we're gonna do.
It's like they're trying to hit 3 different target audiences.
Yeah.
Right. Like, oh, okay, our classic guys want this. Our new guys want something new, and then you have people that are collecting. Yeah.
It was funny. I mean, they do the same kind of thing with Star Wars and Legends, but one thing I wanted to bring up was, did anyone pick up on the Legends stream, the focus they were making on like telling collectors, if it's not for you, that's okay. Like, we're gonna remake stuff. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes it's for the it's first opportunity for someone to get one of these figures.
Yeah.
I just thought that was interesting. It was almost like they're like agitated that they had to like reinforce that.
They have to explain themselves.
Yeah, we had talked about it before, right? Like with Star Wars and Marvel and stuff like that. Remember, there was a whole time period where it was like there was nothing on the pegs. People were hashtagging empty pegs, going to their store, and there was nothing. And then I remember having a conversation. I don't remember if it was here on the show, but we were talking about how there should always be like an Iron Man and always be like a Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And there should always be a Stormtrooper. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's just sitting there, you should be able to go in there and grab a Stormtrooper or grab Darth Vader or grab Spider-Man. And I feel like that's kind of what they're doing now, because they have those different boxed figures for Marvel where they have Spider-Man. And I feel like this is a second version of Spider-Man we've gotten in a row. So there's been like this consistent Spider-Man hanging around. And then they did like Captain America for a while. And now they got like, I think Iron Man's in there.
Yeah, that was the Iron Man I showed you.
Yeah. So I think that like, I mean, that's for like new collectors and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Go
ahead. No, go ahead.
I wish that with the classified, how like Marvel is doing the X-Men 97. I would love to see them pivot to like classified 82. So we get the whole 82 line in their original likeness in classified.
Mm.
And then you go to every classified 85 where we got some of those really cool, iconic Real American Hero figures. And then, you know, get some stuff like that. And because I thought those first 3 years of Real American Hero, you just had some of the coolest figures. And I'm also shocked that they haven't done a classified Quinn yet from, you know, the Real American Hero comic.
Yeah, it's just a matter of like, I mean, are they trying to figure out who the popular character or the flavor of the month is going to be? I have no idea. Yeah. All right, so this will be one that I get if I see it. I'm not going to pre-order it.
It's a maybe for me.
And then, of course, we got some Star Wars reveals, and with the Black Series, there's going to be 2 boxes. There's going to be these white boxes, which are
stupid
like
first edition nonsense.
First edition white boxes. Then they're going to go back to their whatever color their scheme they're using for their regular boxes. So all the pictures I have are like these white boxes. I'm not. Let's see. Out of these 4. I'm 75% disappointed because the Remnant Stormtrooper we got, except for he didn't have the paladin and the little belts, right?
Yeah.
But I just remember those Remnants went on clearance. The previous ones, I don't know if it was.
But afterwards, they were harder to like. Yeah, they went. They were there for a while, and then they were gone, and everyone wanted them, including myself.
Yeah, I remember pulling the helmets off those Remnants because those were the first ones that had like a head underneath the helmet.
Oh, okay.
That were glued on. And then this ATST pilot, is that really the ATST pilot? Because it looks more like the hover pilot.
No. It's
RT. Yeah. Okay. Oh, because it's on the bike.
Yeah.
It's the ATRT from Clone Wars that like they must have still kept them around in the age of the Empire. I mean, they did this in Vintage Collection, but yeah, this basically looks like a kit bash of a snowtrooper with a hover tank.
Now the pilot, I got to tell you,
I wonder how much of that's new though, because I can't recall if that was pinned.
Ooh.
Well, let me look.
Because this is from the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the one that I have on my shelf
is
got the double jointed
pinned. Yeah, so they've done some new sculpts.
Yeah.
Huh.
I do like the way he looks with the gun belt.
Yeah.
And that might be enough for me because this is probably one of my favorite troopers. I don't know.
The helmet looks really tight on the AT, the AT-AT driver.
Yeah.
Just from that picture.
They did so I'm not sure if you have a zoomed in picture of Sigourney Weaver's character, but like I feel bad because every other angle of the figure looks really good except for the one that's head on and package. It just makes it look like she's seen some shit. Like,
yeah. So does the helmet fit over her hair?
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a picture. I think I saw Steve Evans share something on Instagram.
How'd it look? Okay.
Yeah. No, it looked fine. I'm just bummed that they don't have Carson Teva figure. So this
is to me the biggest crime of the century for
that's a cool helmet.
Yeah. I don't think they did. I don't remember it again. Yeah. I don't remember if they did the like microphone piece on the other Rebel pilot helmets in the Black Series. I need to go back and see if they actually did
the
those
visor
before.
Comes down, right? Is the visor articulated?
No, I know part of that.
No, you know what? Hold on.
Sliding up and sliding down in that one picture.
Well, in this, in this image, it looks like it's not there, but I wonder if they just took it off.
Maybe that'd be a cool effect.
There's your face sculpt.
That doesn't look bad.
That looks good. But when you look at it head on in package, Vern, if you have that, it's
I don't.
like,
Yeah, it'll be too hard. Yeah,
that
I get what
that
you're saying.
that looks weird. But yeah, I'm just glad that they confirmed that Carson Teva's in the film, because I don't think there was official confirmation of that until we saw the Lego set for Colonel Ward, Sigourney Weaver's character, and the other minifig along with an astromech is his.
So it's interesting because if this is true, Prophet, where Carson Teva's in Wave 2, it will basically be a head swap.
That makes sense.
Well, we'll see. I mean,
because the figure body is so generic, man or woman, that I think that they're just reuse it for Teva.
I know, like, I have to imagine they're going to reuse that body, but I'm not sure they'll reuse it for him. Not that he's big, just it's a different build, right?
Yeah, well, you would want it to be, but I mean, like, theoretically, you could do. I mean, Teva worked on, when I did my custom, I did Teva on the Luke pilot body, and it looks fine.
Yeah,
you know, I put the jacket on, Andor's jacket,
yeah,
just so he can have his jacket, but. I mean, I think that body actually would probably work better as long as the head is proportional.
Yeah.
I think you'll probably see these at Ross or something probably too. They'll probably make a bunch of these, I bet.
Yeah, well, unfortunately.
Unfortunately that
but I still picked up all of them, but
yeah, unfortunately I think almost all of these will probably be at Ross, but I'll probably get a couple of pilots because you can never go wrong having extra pilots.
Well, just the helmet, just for the helmet.
Yeah, because the hardest thing for me when I made that Teva custom was painting the helmet.
Yeah, that helmet's
no straight lines on my paint job.
That's okay. We've all there.
One thing to consider, like, unless you're really into the details on this, the AT-AT driver, the helmet isn't quite the same as it is in Empire Strikes Back. So the Imperial Remnant version, I think, it's a little bit different. So if you really care about that detail,
right,
you wouldn't put it in with your Empire figures. But
yeah, I mean, I think it's cool that it comes with the option for you to put the Paladin on, so you can get multiples and not have it. Or
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Then they had the Target exclusive brown leg one. I still got that, but
I think that's funny.
I'm a sucker.
That brown leg came off all those Christmas stormtroopers that they didn't sell.
The gingerbread one.
Oh man.
Yeah. All right, and then the deluxe figure.
Yep.
He's a deluxe mostly because can give you the thumbs up.
And he comes with a few new weapons, right? He gets the battle sword and then a new rifle.
Looks like the sword.
Yeah.
And a knife. Vibroblade.
So I'm bummed though that they didn't give him back the
Darksaber?
the rifle that he used to have.
The old one, the vintage one.
Because this just looks like a pea shooter compared to that.
Looks like a Temu version of it, doesn't it?
Well, it doesn't have like the prongs, like
well, he had those prongs and they were electrified. I think this is going to be more like a sniper rifle where he's going to be taking shots at distances.
I like the sword.
Yeah, and I imagine the sword comes from when he's fighting the whatever beasts in that arena, like the monsters from the Djarik game. So
I'll probably get this because I'm a Mandalorian fanboy.
Yeah.
So
I
like that pistol.
Yep. Yeah.
It's a funny thing because they just came out with that new Mandalorian recently, right?
Yeah,
Which is basically this Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And then they got Grogu in a sitting position. So I'm guessing that like the next Grogu will actually have legs that move.
So no, this Grogu hooks onto the jetpack.
Oh, okay. That's the deal. Why he's like that?
Yeah, he's like you can clamp him onto the jetpack.
Oh, okay. Well, that works out then.
I'll probably get it and discard Grogu and just display him with all his cool gear.
Mhm.
All right. Will you run out to Target and Walmart for the first edition packaging? That is the question.
Nope.
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 All right. And then we got these 3 carded figures, which is
Oh
IG-11,
boy.
AT-AT, the Remnant AT-AT, and the Deluxe Mandalorian, which now comes on the smaller card, it looks like,
Yeah.
Yep.
and
Yep.
has a easy to remove sticker.
Yeah, I'm not sure how TVC collectors feel about the deluxe
Sticker?
band. I have to imagine they like it. They prefer that over the bigger card or the deeper bubble or whatever. But
Well, so Stevie said that's an easy to remove sticker.
Okay.
I have to imagine they had to put it on there for retail purposes to
Yeah, I
help
think to
differentiate.
Yeah.
to differentiate that as a deluxe. So he made a special post. I saw it. He said it's easy to remove. I gotta say though, like for me, like if I was a on-card collector, I'd probably want to leave it just because it's part of the packaging. I mean, it looks kind of retro-ish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I would probably keep it. I probably wouldn't take it off. Just because, I mean, like people that collect those vintage figures, if you still look for card backs, they'll have the little Toys R Us tag or the Thrifties tag or whatever, wherever they bought it, right?
You know what I didn't realize until now was, okay, so these card backs have Mandalorian and Grogu for the film, but I thought they were going to have IG-11 in the film, but that's just from
That's
season 3 of
Mandalorian.
Mando.
Yeah.
So
Oh, is
so
it?
so I thought that was leaking, that IG-11 is popping up in the Mandalorian and Grogu, but I have to imagine that they're steering clear of Navarro as much as possible to avoid talking about what's his name?
Grief Karga.
Grief Karga, yeah, and Carl Weathers passing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good catch, Eric. I wasn't even paying attention to that actually.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
And then
cool.
you got a 4-pack of Remnant Troopers.
Yep.
Oh boy.
So that's kind of cool. And one's even got the reindeer leg.
Yeah.
I love the reindeer leg.
I think that's pretty cool for army builders to be able to get a 4-pack of figures, because I think typically these come out to be a little bit cheaper than buying 4
Yep.
figures by themselves.
Yeah, those are
So
cool.
that's kind of cool they did that. I also think it's cool that they are coming out with a vehicle for the vintage collection. This is part of Hasbro's. We only think that 1/18 is a world building scale. And that 1/12 scale collectors don't want a vehicle like this, even though they previously had a vehicle like this in the 1/6 scale.
Yep.
They did a Hot Toys with this, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, Hasbro had, those 12-inch stormtroopers. They had it was a cheapo, one of the for like little kids. It was a 12-inch trooper that actually came with one. I
didn't know that.
Yeah, I have it somewhere.
Yep.
In fact, I'm pretty sure there was a Hot Toys one with this. I
think
might
you're
be
right.
wrong though.
Oh, I'm sure.
But one thing I can't tell is in the package if it includes the stand. Like you
I
see
would
in the
imagine
pictures,
if it doesn't, they could run
those
into
joints those joints better be real stiff.
Yeah,
Well-
I bet it comes with that stand.
because the picture on the box has it on the stand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them getting away with not including the stand.
One thing I really don't like though with all of these releases is just they basically, like, all of this got leaked, or like the press release was what, Thursday, and then everything
Right.
was on sale Friday. It wasn't like enough advance notice for all this.
Yeah, they didn't do a proper like reveal. Like I would have expected like them to do like some sort of reveal video
Mm-hmm.
or toy fair, and then they all went up on Monday or Tuesday or something like that.
Right. And Hasbro's own socials didn't even promote this until
Right.
Friday, right?
Right.
So if you weren't paying attention to whatever toy fair news or whatever, you would have only paid attention to Hasbro socials, you wouldn't have found out about this until too late.
I
I'm
wonder.
not
If,
sure anything called out though.
Stuff's
So
available. Most of the stuff's still available.
I wonder if Lucasfilm or Disney kind of kneecapped him
Yeah,
in that
probably.
regard, right?
Probably.
Because we got that Super Bowl commercial or whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
And then these just dropped what, a few days later, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
it seems like they rushed it.
It looks like everything's still available on Pulse, and that's just
weird, right?
I don't know. I don't know what that says about hype for the movie.
I feel
Unfortunately,
like
I don't know how much that's down to like new prices or just
well,
people not excited for this.
I think yes to all, maybe.
Yeah, I think you got a couple of things going against it. Like, okay, let's go back to this. I feel like a lot of people looked at these 4 figures and said, well, there's a lot of kit bashing going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing anything really new here. Right? Even here. And a lot of people probably said, oh, okay, well, I'm not really seeing anything new here. Oh, 4 more stormtroopers. Oh, this is
I have to imagine though, we got some of the blander figures before the movie came out, right?
Yeah, that's what you would hope.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's the case, and we're gonna get like some really badass shit coming out soon.
Some new aliens.
Yeah, when they came out with those white boxes, it was before the Rise of Skywalker, and I think the Mandalorian was coming out. And I remember going to Target that morning, and I was in line. There were like 30 people, and I remember everybody ran for it.
Really?
Yeah, to get so luckily I was able to get like one of every white box figure.
Oh,
and
yeah, I
they
remember.
also had the credit collection Mandalorian at that time, which I was able to get. And I remember that one priced up really quick. And then I was super disappointed after the Mandalorian came out and realized, wait, I only have the outfit from like the first half of the first episode. Right.
Wow.
And then where's the Beskar one? And then it took like 2 years for them to make that.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Anyways,
many different ones.
So I have this picture. Just talk about it really quick. So if you don't watch Tall Toy Tales, the head of Disney brand over there at Hasbro said in this video, somebody asked, how do we get more TVC stuff? And he basically said, listen, it has proportional representation because we sell more 6-inch figures than 3 3/4-inch figures. So if they're going to release 10 figures from the Mandalorian, he was actually talking about this movie, we're only going to release 5 in TVC. And I think it's funny that he said that not even a month ago, and then the reveals or the releases don't really line up with what he said.
Unless this is just first wave, right? For Black Series, right?
But
you would hope, like I would hope that there's more figures coming for the Black Series for Mando and Grogu.
Maybe.
Right.
But then you're saying there's no more figures coming for the TVC, which I
sure
find
there's
very
still
hard to
gonna be.
believe. What?
Yeah, I'm sure there's still going to be some, but they haven't given TVC collectors that much in terms of new media. So this might be it for TVC. Maybe there's like an odd figure here and there, but I imagine there's a lot more opportunity for
Sigourney Weaver's character is Ward, right? Named Ward or something like that.
Yeah, Colonel Ward.
I don't see them not easily just making a head for Weaver in the 3.75 and releasing a TVC version.
You know, it would have been awesome to see what the comments were after he said that. And then if Hasbro read the comments or whatever, you know.
Oh, that would be a really interesting. I thought it was kind of interesting because I think we made a big deal about this on the show about the proportional representation because here's the thing. I watched another video and what the guy said was, yeah, it's proportional. Maybe we don't sell as many TVC figures, but you also got to remember you don't make as many TVC characters as you do in Black Series. So obviously, if Black Series sells 10,000 of every character you make and TVC sells 10,000 of every character you make, obviously you're not selling the same because you're not making the same. But let's just put that aside and say if they sell 10,000 Black Series Mandos, they only sell 5,000 Vintage Collection Mandos. But what he said in his video was, if you add up all the money you made from the TVC HasLabs and added that on top of your existing sales, does that balance the ledgers across the two lines? Because there's no HasLabs for Black Series. So all of their profits come from just selling figures, where the TVC, their profits come from HasLabs and figures. And I can't imagine
vehicles, playsets. You know.
Yeah, and I can't imagine that stuff's not expensive, right? So I would almost say that probably they're pretty equal in profit. And maybe after saying this, they had a change and said, "Hey, maybe we need to change up what we're doing."
Yeah, I would say that might be part of it. Like they read the comments. The gentleman there, the head of branding, I think is that who it is. He's been on. Yeah, I've seen him on some other Pulse live streams, and I've been in the comments, and I'm like, oh boy, I gotta get out of here.
All right, and
then Snowtrooper look is pretty cool, but from what I saw from the leaked trailer from what was it? Was it Celebration or whenever they premiered that? You saw the flap from the Snowtrooper. It's almost like a magnet or whatever, and that's just, to me, it just looks like that's just what's under the flap for every Snowtrooper, not necessarily like a different kind of setup. It's just it doesn't have the flap, but still looks cool.
Now, finally, though, what I thought I'd show is this slide right here, where they had their 40 years. The Transformers finally offers an official apology to fans. Did you see that? They apologized to fans over something that happened in Transformers, and they announced their 86 apology tour. Now, originally, I think people thought that this was going to be related to 1986, but I was doing some more reading, and it looks like it's 86 things that they plan to apologize to the toy community for.
What?
I know this is from Toy Farce, but it's totally related to this apology thing they did for Transformers. So I 100% think that they're making fun of what they're actually doing. So supposedly there's 85 more apologies coming to the toy community over a good stuff. Now on this website, they had like a list of things that they felt like Hasbro should be apologizing to the collectors for. So, I don't know if we have time. We don't really have time to do it now, but I think it would be fun to sort of like maybe start messaging Hasbro and go, I want an apology for the way you handled that darn Rancor.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That was awful.
Anytime I catch one of those Tall Toy Tales streams live, I always try and insert like hashtag revive the Rancor.
Yeah.
They gotta know. They gotta have somebody that reads all those comments on all those and just probably gives people a synopsis of what people are saying. It can't be good sometimes. You just can't.
So we'll see what kind of apologies we get from Hasbro. I'm going to count them down. 85, 80. I think it was the Transformers movie or something like that they were apologizing. I didn't really know. I didn't really pay that much attention to.
Wasn't it for killing Optimus Prime or whatever?
I think that's what it was. Yeah,
introducing Rodimus Prime. They'll probably give you 86 new figures.
That's what they should do, right? Like, and we're going to release this figure.
So hopefully
they apologize for trying to price that Tron HasLab. I better not say that because I'm because I'm defending the Battlestar Galactica thing.
Did the Tron HasLab get funded? I can't remember.
No, it did not.
It didn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did it finish with? Like 1,000 something? It was pretty woeful.
Yeah, it didn't do very well.
They should do a recap of all the HasLabs that didn't get funded and apologize for some of those. I think.
You know what? Do you remember the Cookie Monster one?
I do. I do remember that one.
Yeah. So I wish they would bring that back, but do it for the Muppets. That would, if they did like a Fozzie Bear with that like skeleton, I'd love to have something like that.
The band, Animals Band.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That would be an interesting one. Yeah, I'd love to be able to sit in on a lot of the HasLab meetings and see what how the brainstorming comes. Like, whoever does the presentation for what they want to try to HasLab. I bet there's some good ones.
Oh yeah.
I bet you we'd be like, what?
I would like to know,
Yeah,
because thinking back to the Rancor, I really want to know who thought a cardboard backdrop was going to be like such a fantastic tier.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah,
that's going to
I've
bring
been trying
thousands
to
of people.
I've been trying to weasel my way into the Hasbro Fun Lab stuff for their like official like market research forums. I'm in the loop for like whatever kind of random stuff, but I've emailed the person who's asking for my availability, and I'm like, yeah, like I, I guess I could give you feedback on this or whatever, but I'm not really into Transformers or whatever that much. But if you want to bring me in for Star Wars or Ghostbusters or Marvel, would love to sit down on that. So hopefully sometime soon. But
Yeah,
but if I do, I won't be able to talk about it. Whatever. But
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to get their product reveal emails from their marketing team, and I don't get those anymore.
I think they switched
why.
like PR teams from
I
what
think
I
you're
heard.
right, because I had tried to email a couple people and they said, "Oh,
Mhm.
you know, I moved to this other agency or whatever." So I don't know if they went and took Hasbro with them when they left or whatever, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, that brings us to, I think we have actually gone over 2 hours this week.
Yeah, this has not seemed like that long.
Yeah.
So, I was
So,
going to tell you guys, you mentioned Ghostbusters real quick, and I wanted to say this real quick. So you guys familiar with MeTV Tunes?
No.
What that is? So it's a public television. It's over cable. It's an actual channel that just plays
MeTV.
MeTV Tunes. They have just a cartoon channel.
Oh,
and
I
every
didn't know
morning
that.
I get up. Yep, MeTV Tunes. Every time I get up in the mornings when I go to work, I get up at 5 and do my stuff, and then I sit on the couch with my son at 6 before I go to work. We watch Ghostbusters, the cartoon. And I forgot.
They have the real Ghostbusters.
I forgot how great that cartoon was. Just
man, I need to look this up.
It's so cool. It's 6 o'clock every morning. Ghostbusters. And it's just
I don't have the MeTV 2 on my box on my cable because I would be watching it, but I do. But I will tell you, Antenna TV is where I have refound the Rifleman.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, there's some great westerns. Yep. Yeah,
in every episode.
It's like a mine. It's like channel 15.1, but it's like MeTV Tunes and like 2.5 or something.
I've got it. Channels.
Yeah, check it out. It's great.
If you have an antenna and you're catching over the air digital signals, it's probably a sub channel on one of your networks.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. No, I'll have to see. Maybe I just don't know what the actual channel number would be. I know where MeTV is, but maybe they added it and I just haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, look for it. Do if you do your antenna, just recycle your channels in again. And I think there's Johnny Quest is on there. There's just it's all day long. Nothing but cartoons.
Yeah. All right. Well, we really thank you for hanging out with us this week.
Appreciate it, man. This is great.
And Eric, you're not going to be here next week?
No, I'm doing Stu's.
Yeah, that's fine. If you guys are not paying attention to social media, check out the Toy Fair New York for all the pictures that are popping up all over social media and all the new action figures. And we'll probably have more stuff to talk about next week when we come back on the Toy Duo team. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.
Cheers.
And your shelves are overflowing.
Hold tight.
When you don't know what new is coming, but you fear you might miss out. Just sit right back. Just relax and watch and listen. The Toy Duo team brings you what you need. The news you didn't know you needed. Action figures, TV news, all the pop culture you can handle.
I love it when a plan comes